no conscious planet without a conscious human being. A conscious human being means the basic platform is not body. The basic platform is not your psychological drama. The basic platform is not your emotional drama. The basic platform is life. It is upon life that the body is built, mind is built, emotions are built, social structures are built. So, if you go back to the motherboard, this is consciousness. Today, it is… these things are very amusing to me, but don't take me wrongly, all the medical people, scientific people. It's very amusing for me to see a lot of scientists are talking in terms of inflammatory markers. Well, if something is swollen in you, whether your ego or your body or your brain, believe me, you will suffer. We have always known this. Or with either it's in the cellular level or molecular structure, anything swollen means you will suffer. Because it is a consequence of friction. Well, you may have many names for this, stress, anxiety, this one, too many names. Essentially, there is friction in your physical structure, in your chemical structure, in your energy structure, in your psychological structure, in your emotional structure, there is friction. Anything that has friction is obviously not a good machine, not an optimal machine. Whole lot of engineering has been done to… let's say if we take the movement of our automobiles, from a locomotive which was going, you've seen the steam locomotive, it went chok chok, chok chok, chok chok, we thought it was great. Now it's going electric car. Lot of friction has been taken out. As friction has been taken out, consumption of whatever fuel it was consuming has gone down significantly. And as this happens, the atmosphere is better. So take the same example for yourself. If you are like a steam locomotive, all over it spills, have you seen? Smoke is not only coming up there, steam is spilling out here, heat is going there, water is spilling out somewhere else, all over the place. If you are like that, a steam locomotive, I like them, because I grew up around railway atmospheres, my father working for Indian Railways. I loved the steam locomotives because, there was a certain grandeur to it, but it's a desperate, horrible grandeur, which is burning enormous amount of fuel and creating a big racket and throwing things all over the place. Are you one of them is what you need to check right now. Are you that kind of a machine that you gobble up too many things and you create too much friction and heat and throw things all over the place? If you go next to your steam engine, once in a while it lets out steam. At that time if you're there, it'll blow you away. Are you like this at least once a day? So, it is time that you engineer yourself into that kind of a machine, that it's largely self-sufficient. There is solar energy, there is water, there is air, and of course there is food. Machine should run smoothly on this. The rest of it is… you can play it the way you want. How much, what, one can decide according to their individual inclinations or by choice, not by compulsion. That's the important thing. So creating a conscious planet means just this. First of all, you have removed the friction from this system. Once friction is gone and you're well engineered, now being conscious is natural because this is the nature of a human being. Let us understand what is the difference between being conscious, because the word consciousness is being used in all kinds of terms. Essentially, what you call as body your physical self is a boundary. In case you're expanding your boundaries in this lockdown, please don't do that. You must keep the integrity of the boundary. What you call your psychological structure is also a boundary, but a little larger boundary than your physical boundary. Your physical boundary is right here, your psychological boundary may be there. The basis of your psychological boundary is the data that you carry. If you know only about your home, it is within that. If you know a little more about your city, then it is that much. If you know something more about the world, it's that much. It depends on what kind of data or how much data you carry. Accordingly, psychological boundaries are set. Essentially, it's memory. And this boundary also enhances or manifests itself in the form of emotion. This is my friend, one kind of emotion. That's a stranger, another kind of emotion. This is a person I love, this is a person I hate, different types of emotions. All this by memory and data. So, body is one kind of boundary, what you call as mind is another kind of boundary, your emotional structure is another kind of boundary. What we refer to as consciousness is that which has no memory in it. That means it has no boundary. It has no body and it has no memory. If these two things are absent, it is boundless. If I'm conscious, will I fly all over the universe? No. If you're absolutely conscious, universe will come to you. You don't have to fly all over the universe. It will come to you, it will stay within you. This is the nature of the existence. So essentially, when we talk about creating a conscious planet or a conscious world or a conscious human being, they're not different words, they're all the same terms. What we're talking about is that you are at your optimal level of function as a life. That means you are a human being, means your way of being is not determined by your needs. Your way of being is determined by the nature of creation. The nature of creation is such, everything is enmeshed one into the other. You cannot separate one from the other. You thought one is good, one is bad. You thought weeds are bad and you took it away and you thought just your flowering plants. Now you're realizing it doesn't work like that. Because life is enmeshed into each other. You cannot separate it because it has grown like this, from the same source in many different ways. If this is not your experience, that means not that you believe this, not that you think about it, but if this is not your living experience, that means you're not really conscious, maybe you're striving. Well, when you're striving to be one with everything, you may eat more than needed, I mean, because you want to include the world. That's one way. Another is, well, you may be on social media ticking everybody. No, I know the word, I'm using the other word because it's banned in India. So, you think by doing this or something else, you are connecting. Nothing like that. Nothing like that will happen. Or you may think, we are all one, we are all one. You will see when you're tested what will happen. It'll not work like that. Well, emotions make it more realistic in your experience, but still you will see when things don't go the way you want, poof, it'll go. So being conscious is not a constipated attempt by you to be one with the world. It is just that you engineered this. Your inner engineering is so good, no friction anywhere, naturally you're conscious. Naturally, you're one with everything. This is not a teaching. The very fact that you're breathing and you know you cannot exist without breathing is enough proof that you're one with everything. So no teaching need to happen. It is just that little engineering needs to happen. How to sit properly, breathe properly, how to keep this well. Very, very important. Otherwise, everything is problem. If you have to go to work, it's a big problem. If you have to stay at home, it's a big problem. Money, big problem. No money, big problem. Marriage, big problem. No marriage, big problem. Everything problem. The problem is you. Once you are a problem, everything is a problem, of course, because your life is just a reflection of yourself. But if you are smart, intellectually smart, you survive little better than others and you think you're doing great. But the moment you see somebody who's surviving better than you will not feel so great. So the entire world today has been structured from kindergarten school to everything in terms of who is better than who. So once you set this kind of a foundation, the possibility of human beings conscious or conscious planet is out of question. This is what we are trying to reverse in people's experience and understanding, because even in kindergarten, right there, you are thinking how you are better than somebody else because you are first rank, they are second rank. This problem has been built into human beings, unfortunately, from the very beginning. Even within the homes, it may be happening. So, surviving little better than somebody is not a great deal, because being alive is important. Are you more alive than somebody because you ate more expensive food or you wore more expensive clothes? Are you surviving better really? No. Surviving better means if you sit here, your body is at ease and it's feeling wonderful, you're surviving great. Well, as you are seeing, as affluence grows in the world, more and more human beings have more and more in their lives, they are not surviving better. A massive number of people on this planet are consuming medicines on a daily basis like never before in the history of humanity. And this is the first generation ever who cannot sit down and eat a full meal. They have to think how much will make them sick. This is the first generation ever. Otherwise, human beings sat down to eat means they ate as much as they could and they were fine. So you are not surviving any better because your economies are bigger or your belly is bigger or your bank balance is bigger, you're not surviving better. You need to understand this. Surviving better means if you sit here, your body is comfortable, you can eat what you want, you can sleep well, you can get up well and function well, that means you're surviving well. That means a creature in the wild is surviving way better than you. That's what it means. Well, this happened. A dog. Just some time ago, in the languages that we used, if we want to abuse somebody, we used to call him a dog, or worse, for women, they used it in a very derogatory way. Even now in some societies it still exists, but in most societies now, dog has become a very elevated animal because it's the love of their life. No, I'm sorry. It's the love of their solar cycle, 12-year love affair, I mean. Guaranteed love is dog. So it has risen in its stature in a big way. So when I say a dog, don't suddenly think Sadhguru is saying something derogatory. No, I'm talking about the elevated dog. So a dog just loitered into the forest. And a lion, a full-grown male lion, saw this dog biting on some old bones. What some other animal might have eaten, what is left over, he's biting on just the bones. And lion thought, he looks quite tasty. Let me, because I've never tasted an animal like this, let me taste him, and he started coming towards him in a menacing manner. The dog saw the lion is coming and he cannot outrun him, he will be finished. But he's smart, like you. I'm saying you're smart, you're not even appreciating that. He thought up, he knows this is his moment of life and death. If he doesn't behave smartly, he will be dead. So he saw a lion coming closer to him in a menacing way. Then he thought up this idea, he looked at the bones and said, I never knew a lion would make such a good meal. This is really tasty and nice. The lion stopped in his tracks, he looked at the bones and thought, wow, he's killed a lion and eaten? The dog made use of this situation and slowly slinked away. A monkey, you know. I'm trying to connect the ancestral relationships. A monkey which was sitting on the tree and watching this whole business, wanted to play the monkey. And it told the lion, you are a bloody fool. He did not kill a lion and eat. These were just old bones. And he just did this to you and you made a fool of yourself. The lion looked up, big hefty guy, but you know, monkey is more evolved, closer to you. So he said, really? He said, yeah. Then he said, you come, you sit on my back, let's go find that fellow and I will eat him. So the monkey sat on the lion's back and boom, they went towards the dog. The dog saw once again the lion is chasing him. Then he sat down like this and said, where is that damn monkey? I told him to get me another lion. Many hours ago, where the hell is he? The lion got terrified and ran back, thinking the monkey has double-crossed him. So, if you are smart, you may survive a little better. But if you come to the right description of survival, suppose through this virus period, because of your financial or economic well-being, you're sick in many ways and you're called comorbid. And the virus killed you, but you have a lot of wealth. You call this surviving well? No. You worked hard, you kept your body well, and you survived this period, maybe with meager means. This is survival. I want you to clearly define the word survival in your head, because survival means you live and live strong. That's what it means. Survival does not mean being better than somebody. Survival means life is throbbing you strong within you. So, creating a conscious planet has become far more necessary, and the nature of how the world and human societies are going to play out. What is imminent in the next few months demands that you become either more conscious or go totally compulsive and crazy. It is my wish and my blessing that all of you should become the source of creating a conscious planet. There is no conscious planet without a conscious human being. A conscious human being means the basic platform is not body. The basic platform is not your psychological drama. The basic platform is not your emotional drama. The basic platform is life, which is naturally happening in relation to everything else, connected to everything in its very essence. The life and the source of life, which is naturally conscious, that's what it means. That means you are on a proper platform. It is upon life that the body is built, mind is built, emotions are built, social structures are built. So, if you go back to the motherboard, this is consciousness. We need definitely a conscious planet